My name is Jennifer Blesch. I'm an assistant professor here in SNRE, and I'm very pleased to introduce Jeremy Moghtader. So in just 2 weeks, Jeremy will become our first staff campus farm manager, an exciting step in the evolution of our student-led farm that signals the really strong institutional support we have here at UM for food systems activities. Jeremy is actually a UM alum, did his master's here in SNRE, but then he spent the past 12 years at a rival institution just up the road, building and leading the MSU Student Organic Farm as a farmer, director of programs, and teacher. We're very fortunate to have convinced him to bring his experience and talents back to UM, to our campus farm, and to our broader food systems initiative. So Jeremy had to teach me how to pronounce his favorite food, which is hakurai turnip, picked right from the ground. And I think that second part is really key, the most important part. Tonight he's going to help round things out with the farmer perspective, farmer as career choice in the third millennium.
Need a little bit of calisthenics here. I got a Usain Bolt version of this talk. The percentage of the U.S. workforce farming has decreased roughly 30%, from 30% to 2% in the past 100 years. The majority of the sons and daughters of farmers who have been able to choose careers as doctors, lawyers, educators, engineers, carpenters, and this is a good thing, because the opposite of that would really be some kind of indentured servitude, where you had to do what your parents and their parents before them did for a living. But if we live in a world where the sons and daughters of farmers can grow up to be whatever they want, then we also need to live in the world where the sons and daughters of doctors, lawyers, carpenters, educators, and engineers can choose to be farmers. Over the past 12 years, I've had the deep privilege to work with over 150 people seeking career paths in farming. Virtually all of them from non-farm backgrounds, and over 65% of them women, as part of the Organic Farmer Training Program at Michigan State University Student Organic Farm. In that program, we visit over 30 first-generation farmers each year. I have watched these farmers grow and thrive, struggle and persevere, not just with plants and soils, but with customers, employees, lenders, spreadsheets, equipment, and more. Always problem solving, always experimenting, always honing their craft and their business. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're doing, running a business that they hope does true justice to the idea of the triple bottom line, one that restores ecosystems, cultivates healthy communities, and pays the bills. These first-generation local food farmers, all in some way or another, serve as poster people for our local food and farm movements. People know who they are. Local food activists and their dedicated customers hold them up and say, see, this does work. Ecologically based food and farming systems can feed us, support our economy, and restore our environment. These farmers are proof. But what happens when these proof of concept farmers decide to leave farming as a career choice? This summer, 3 successful farmers, ages 30 to 40, shared with me that they were planning to sell their farms or get non-farm jobs. They all seemed to be a little sheepish or ashamed, as they told me, that they had somehow failed or let the movement down by making this new career choice. But are these actually failures? When a lawyer stops lawyering and decides to be a teacher or direct a nonprofit or stay at home with their kids, no one says, oh no, this must be the end of lawyering, because we have well-worn paths to know how to replace lawyers and a narrative that understands these kind of professional career changes happen. But for farming, our narrative is outmoded. We cannot and should not define success in farming as farming until you die, or your ability to pass the family farm on to your children. That model, while often held up as the pinnacle for farm success, denies the fact that people really don't often want to do what their parents did for a living, and that farming in our modern times can be a career choice and not a permanent immersion lifestyle. Success for career choice farmer and for local food and farming in the third millennium might be defined as a sustainable handoff of local land stewardship and food production from professional farmer to professional farmer. If one farmer starts a farm and stewards it and grows it and bakes their living for 10 years and sells it to another farmer who does the same, that could be considered success. Failure would be losing the farm from the production and losing the farm and our inability to create a successful pathway for talented people to enter and exit a professional career in farming. Some local farmers are like monks. Their acts are lives of devoted service. However, this is a path for very few. More often, today's new farmers are trying to figure out how to farm for a living while still engaging in the things associated with other career paths they may have chosen. Because most of us, while not seeking extravagance, want to take a vacation, have a weekend off, or work closer to a 40 than an 80-hour work week. Maybe have some sort of retirement plan and healthcare benefits. And maybe most importantly, have the choice of changing careers or jobs if we want. This is the condition of the modern workforce. It is reported that the average person my age will have at least 3 to 5 career changes in their life, while those of you in college now are predicted to have even more. In the age of the gig and the maker economies, the idea that a person at the age of 18 or 22 or even 35 will choose this one thing that they will likely do for the rest of their lives seems not only highly unlikely, but also impractical and maybe even unpleasant. I'm not trying to say how someone should approach their career as a farmer. The spectrum is huge and the satisfaction personal, but rather I want to acknowledge that if we want more people to choose farming and food production as a professional career, then we need a new narrative for farm and farmer success and better mechanisms and policies for training new farmers and facilitating the transfer of farms and farm businesses from one professional farmer to another, whether that is 5, 15, or 50 years after they've started. This evolution in our understanding, this updating of our narrative, is just the beginning. After that, we must do the hard work of making it a reality. Thank you.